So here we have, adjust the camera a bit. This gigantic island, which is an extinct volcano that is slowly slipping into the sea. Now there's a fault line that runs through here, which I'll show you momentarily, and this is going to slide into the sea. It's moved about 8 metres since it was first started measured in the 40s. So nearby are active volcanoes, and if they go off, or if any nation with a fishing boat drops a series of weapons and have them all timed, let's say Taiwan went in there with 100 fishing boats and they all drop in a maximum amount of TNT that they can put their hands on and have them timed to go off simultaneously, that would push that into the ocean and take out North America. Now Russia could very easily do it. So if you are already aware of it and you start talking about it, this is the most dangerous thing on the face of the earth. Nothing else should matter to America. This is what you should be talking about. It's 2424 meters high. This is Las Palmas. L-A-S-P-A-L-M-A-S. Look it up in your encyclopedias on the internet. To the right we have Jesus statue in Rio, which is looking towards New Guinea, and I've shown you in previous videos that the distance from the Jesus statue in Rio to where I was raised in degrees is 118.22. That's 114 at Regent Street, Mascot, Sydney. And that is Psalms. Talking about the rejected capstone of the Great Pyramid. And where it looks to in New Guinea, there are thousands of waypoints that I've placed there, all measure the same distance to the statue, even though some of them are 4,000 miles apart. The distance is the same. It's an impossibility, but I like doing miracles, so there you go. They are all 10084.5 miles to the Jesus statue, times pi is 3168, which is Lord Jesus Christ. So from the sea level, low tide, to the top of the head is 2424 feet, the same number as the height of Las Palmas in meters, 2424 meters. Now that's what it looks like. That's 16.94 kilometers long. So we have Jesus 2424 in meters, the Rio statue 2424 in feet, and then when we measure from the Great Pyramid to the Rio statue, it's at a bearing of 242.48 degrees. It's all to do with synchronicity. That's how I created it, and that is why, which I'll show you shortly, how the Freemasons and Khazars have tried to build statues and so forth that are trying to include the occult numbering system that they use to laugh in the face of the masses who can't work it out. So I'll work it out for you. So Jesus is 888, Christ is 1480, Lord is 800. The statue in China, rather the pyramid in China, is 800 feet square. So here we have then 242.48 degrees to the Jesus statue in Rio. So when Las Palmas slides into the ocean, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, or if I stop it. Remember, Noah warned of the flood and no one listened. So it will radiate out in those directions. Massive, massive piece of island that's going to slide into the Atlantic. All these fishing trawlers have to do is dump their explosive into the depths of the ocean there, and the vibration will set her off. Of course, this will bring on World War III. The fault line is like that. There's a close-up of it. You see that's all inhabited. So the people to the right will be alright, they're safe, perhaps. There's the fault lines running up through it there. Now the devil has laid out his structures, as I was alluding to before, and they always do things in secret that their top people will know about. So we've got Las Palmas to Australian Mount Kosciuszko. It means everlasting world began, perpetual. So the world's not going to finish. You might, if you don't believe. To Mount Ararat, 3,564 miles. That is to a pot or a furnace as excavated. A furnace, which is what a volcano is, I think. There's Mount Ararat. So from the 2424 height of the Jesus statue in Rio to Easter Island, where there are 888 massive mystery statues, and that is the name Jesus, of course. The distance in degrees to the centre of the large volcano is the word furnace. Latitude is 2711. The length in degrees is 5948. So the words of the Lord are silver tried 7 times in a furnace. So the word is furnace. The 2711 is to cool down. So the furnace has to cool down. The earth is the analogy here. The fire is the demons. So from the island, Easter Island to Las Palmas is 7170 miles. Now the statues are all scattered in all directions, and what they are indicating is that the churches of the earth are represented by the statues, and they're all fleeing in all directions. They all represent Jesus, because there's 888 of them. And suddenly the true Jesus shows up, and they run to the sea. Now when that was placed in the ground, it was placed in the ground at all angles, and I'll show you in a moment how big these things are. So they carved them out of the side of the volcano without tools, mind you. And if you ask the locals, they say, well, the angels came and did it. They were huge men, blonde, blue-eyed, full beards. Came from the east, out of the sky. They took them out the side of the volcanoes, lifted them upright, carried them, and then placed them in the ground, sometimes 30 and 40 feet deep. So all these statues you see here, let's take this one for example, it's angled into the ground. That one's angled into the ground. It shows complete disarray and disorder. That's representing the churches, and there's a little man standing beside it to give you some idea of the height.